We lose sight of this sometimes, and the public schools are here for the public good. And what we're trying to accomplish with our schools is to develop very capable, responsible, intelligent, critical thinking young people. And obviously that helps everyone. What I always used to tell my staff as a school principal is whatever we do with our students, I want our students leaving this building being someone who I want living next door to me. Somebody who pulls their own weight and makes their own way in society. Somebody who I can ask to look after my house when I'm out of town for a night. Those kinds of things. And I don't care if they're an electrical engineer or a plastic surgeon or a plumber or work for waste management. I don't care what they do. If they're responsible citizens making their own way, that's what we're trying to accomplish. You know, contributing members to our democracy. So when they see that, when they hear that message from somebody other than the man, you know, the teacher or the principal or the school administrator, they hear it differently. So if they can hear that from maybe a caring teacher or a counselor, as well as somebody who could just as easily be their neighbor or somebody down the street, I think they hear that message differently. It really is important to everyone. It's not about changing the statistics for Des Moines Public Schools graduation rates. It's about making sure that everybody that we're charged with helping support knows that they have access to that and that everybody's invested in that happening, not just their teacher or their principal. There was one young man that we visited with who was 19, I believe, and we woke him up that Saturday morning about 10 a.m. because he had worked all night and had been working full-time, more or less full-time, since he was 15 years old. And we just heard his whole story of trying to support younger siblings and having very little or no support from his parents or other family members. And he was very successful in what he was in the purpose that he was serving, but he wasn't doing much to further his options or his opportunities in the future. He was taking care of his family, and that was eye-opening to my team members, seeing that there are, much like I think you think about the plight of the homeless, you think of dropouts as people making a conscious choice to, you know, opt out of what for many of us is sort of our natural reality. And a lot of these kids that are termed dropouts really aren't dropouts. They're taking care of very serious adult responsibilities prematurely, and it really prevents them from taking care of themselves and their future. The advice I would have is to just keep in mind a picture of a student returning to school, because that's ultimately what we're trying to do, is to help students or former students see that there's a place for them and they're welcomed and they're wanted. So not think about immediate results, but just think about the message that's being sent. I think that's first and foremost what we need to keep in mind. It can be a little bit intimidating, honestly. I've been dealing with families and students my entire life, and I get a little nervous sometimes because you don't know who these people are, and certainly something has put them on our list of people that we want to visit, and you don't know what sorts of experiences they've had or what has gotten in their way of finishing school. So a lot of different thoughts race through your head, but I think what you need to keep in mind is that what I want all of our teams to impress upon those that we make contact with is that we care about you, we want to serve you in our schools, and we want to help you create a path for success.